G'day guys and welcome back to Montage Sports. Today I'm going to be using Squiggle to be doing the 2021 AFL ladder predictor. So yeah, starting from round 21 and finishing in the AFL grand final. So yeah, hope you enjoy. Yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first game we are going to be doing today is the Geelong vs GWS game down at Cardinia Park. It's a tough game, but I'd usually see the Giants if it was at Giant Stadium, but it's at Cardinia Park. Geelong are almost unbeatable there, and I'm going to tip the Catters to win by 16 points. Now up to Carlton vs Gold Coast Docklands. Be usually a close game, but because it's at Docklands, I'm probably going to have to back the Blues. I'm going to say it's going to be a 14-point margin. Richmond versus North Melbourne now. Can't believe Richmond lost to Freo at Optus Stadium, and North their form's been up and down recently. They've had a couple of good wins over West Coast and Carlton. And I think they beat Gold Coast as well, which is pretty surprising. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the Tigers to win by, I'm gonna say, 33 points. St Kilda versus Sydney now. Down at Docklands. Usually it's to be a close game, but because Sydney are actually sitting fifth at the moment, and I'm going to have to say it's going to be a 54-point win, a massive win to the Swannies. Port Adelaide versus Adelaide down at the Adelaide Oval, showdown 50. I'm probably just going to have to back the Power by 44 points. Hawthorn versus Collingwood at York Park in Launceston. Most people will be surprised at this decision. Hawthorn have been playing well down there this season after being almost unbeatable there, but Pies, bit controversial, but I'm going to go with the Hawks, but I'm going to say 4 points. Western Bulldogs versus Essendon at Docklands. Most of the games this round have been played at Docklands, which is a bit unusual, but yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Doggies. They're sitting second on the ladder right now, and this win will send them up to first, and they're going to win by 33 points. Fremantle versus Brisbane. Fremantle coming off a great win against Richmond, and Brisbane, who did they play? I think Brisbane. Oh yeah, Brisbane lost to Hawthorn, but I don't know. This might be a bit controversial, but I'm going to go with the Dockers to win by 2 points. West Coast versus Melbourne down at the Optus Stadium. I really want to tip West Coast, and I really hate West Coast win, but because West Coast got flogged by Collingwood in Shanahan's 300th game, that was just disgraceful. But yeah, I'm going to go with the D's by 18 points, 3 goals, which sucks for West Coast. And yeah, Brisbane versus Collingwood, first game of round 22. At the Gabba, I'm going to have to go with the Brizzy Lions by 11 points. Cardinia Park, Geelong versus St Kilda. Pretty easy decision, Geelong by 50 odd points. Gold Coast versus Essendon at Metricon. I don't know, this might turn up to be a bit of a close game, but Jake Stringer's going to play a breakout game, and the Duns are going to win by 13 points. GWS versus Richmond. Richmond winning by 2 points earlier in the season, but their form's been up and down recently, and the Giants have been playing pretty good footy. And I'm going to go with the Giants by 3 points at Giant Stadium. Hawthorn versus the Bulldogs at York Park. They've had a few games at York Park this season, Hawthorn, but I'm going to have to go with the Doggies. I'm going to say a 30-point margin. Melbourne versus Adelaide at the MCG. I remember the game of the season, round 10, when Adelaide gave Melbourne its first loss. I think they had 9 wins in a row until that game. They won by 1 point. Some say the D's were robbed, but they won't be robbed this time. No one can argue that, and they're going to win by 29 points, Melbourne. North Melbourne versus Sydney at Docklands. Usually this will be a close game, one of the games of the round, but blowout game, and the Sydney Swans are going to win by 53 points. Port Adelaide versus Collingwood. Not Collingwood, Carlton, Port v Carlton. Port Adelaide, I think, will have a pretty easy win. I'm going to say a 20-point margin. Derby 53, I think it is. Either 52 or 53. I'm going to say West Coast win by 13 points. Some can say it's biased, but I reckon Fremantle are going to take it up to the Eagles. But West Coast are going to win by 13 points. Brisbane versus West Coast, first game of round 23. I'm going to have to go with the Lions. Because, I'm not going to be biased. I really think the Lions are going to win. And West Coast don't really play well at the Gabba, so... Carlton versus GWS. Bit controversial, but I'm going to go with the Blues to win by 1 point, which sends them into the 8. Essendon versus Collingwood down at MCG, I'm going to have to go with the Bombers. Dusty Parish is going to have a great game, so will Jake Stringer. And the Bombers are going to win by 27, which sends them into the 8. Geelong versus Melbourne. This will be the game of the season, I reckon. Down at Cardinia Park, I'm going to have to go with the Catters. Just because Melbourne, they play really well at the MCG, but they play really poorly at Simmons Stadium, or GMHBA they call it now. So, Richmond versus Hawthorn. We're going to have to go with Tigers. Easy decision. Hawthorn have been playing pretty trash lately. St Kilda versus Freo at Docklands. It's going to be tough. If Freo win, they are in the finals. If St Kilda win, then Fremantle will stay below, they'll stay at 11th. But Docklands, Fremantle beat Collingwood there earlier in the season. I'm going to go with the young Dockers side to play finals for the first time in 6 years, and they're going to win by 5 points, sends them into the 8, surprisingly. Sydney versus Gold Coast, easy win for the Swannies. 50-point margin. They've won their last 3 games by over 50 points now, which is a bit annoying for me because I do not like Sydney at the moment. Western Bulldogs versus Port Adelaide. Easy win for the Doggies. Port can't play top 8 teams, let alone top 4 teams, so they're going to win by 29 points. And the last game of the season, Adelaide versus North Melbourne. Easy win to the Crows, 43-point margin. So top 8 here: Western Bulldogs, Geelong, Melbourne, Sydney, Port, Brisbane, West Coast, and Fremantle. Essendon, Richmond, Carlton, GWS, St Kilda, Adelaide, Hawthorn, Collingwood, Gold Coast, and North Melbourne, finishing Wooden Spoon. So qualifying finals, Western Bulldogs versus Sydney and Geelong versus Melbourne, and the elimination finals are Port Adelaide versus Fremantle. Can you believe that? And Brisbane versus West Coast. So first qualifying final, Bulldogs versus Sydney. I'm going to have to go with the Swans. Much more experience, and they defeated the Doggies by quite comfortably earlier in the season. So the Swannies are going to march through to a prelim. Port Adelaide versus Freo. Fremantle just back in the 8 this year. I like their young side. I really like Caleb Sarong, but I'm going to have to go with Port Adelaide because Fremantle, I reckon they're going to become a good team in the next couple of seasons, but I'm going to have to go with power to eliminate Dockers. And same with Brisbane. It's going to be a very sad weekend for West Australian footy fans. And the Brisbane Lions are going to defeat West Coast at the Gabba. I know this is going to happen. West Coast are going to make it to elimination final, and they're going to get flogged by either Brisbane or Sydney. And West Coast are going to get eliminated in the elimination final, first week of the finals. Geelong versus Melbourne now. Another round 23 rematch, like Brisbane versus West Coast. Probably played at the Cattery or the MCG. I'm going to have to go with the Cats. Bulldogs versus Port Adelaide. Thinking it's the 3rd time they've played this season. I'm going to go with the Doggies because Port Adelaide cannot play against top 8 teams. Melbourne versus Brisbane. It's going to be a great game, I reckon. I think this will be going down to the wire, but I'm going to go with these to win by, I'm going to say 3 points, and they're going to win by a really, Christian Petrarca's going to play a good Gabba because of Sydney's lockdown, but I'm gonna go with the D's. If we got the SCG, I'd 100% tip Swannies, but Sydney, yeah, home ground advantage isn't there, and that is why I'm gonna tip the D's to play in their first grand final since I think 2000, so 21 years. Now Geelong versus Western Bulldogs. Oh, it's gonna be a good game. I don't know. Geelong Western Bulldogs. It's gonna be a good game when Gary Rowan kicked the winning goal after the siren. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Geelong to play in the second grand final in a row, just because they're more experienced and they play really well in finals, which just sickens me as a West Coast fan. So grand final, Melbourne in the first grand final since 21 years, and they're going to be trying to win their first grand final since 1964, so 57 years. And Geelong haven't won a grand final since 2011, so 10 years. So Melbourne versus Geelong, yeah, I reckon Geelong are a more experienced side. I reckon Melbourne are going to be in the running for it again next year, but I'm going to have to go with Geelong to win their first grand final in 10 years, just because just a much better side and more experience, and I reckon Joel Selwell's going to have his 4th premiership medallion around his neck, and Patrick Dangerfield will have his first, which I just don't like Geelong because I'm a mad West Coast supporter, but that is my decision, that's my predictions, and yeah, hope you enjoy. Comment down below if you agree or